Planet X TV.
We are about to get radical. It's 1987, I think, and we're going through the time portal right now, actually. We're here at the Shred or Die, all 80s, all day skate jam. We've got people like Stephen Caballero, Christian Hosoi that are tearing it up on the vert ramp. We're going to find out what 1987 was all about.
You are watching Planet X. You will eat, sleep, and breathe. Planet X.
Hey, what's up? It's Tony Hawk, and you're watching Planet X, and this is not 1985.
Only here on Planet X.
Hey guys, it's Brian Spencer. I'm here in Huntington Beach, California at basically the home of all style with the father of all style, Mr. Tony Hawk. I think most style originated with you. Is that true?
I don't know about that. You're looking more like Don Johnson than me, so the 80s were kind of anything goes time, so we're trying to sort of relive it here at this Quicksilver event, and it's pretty funny. This is actually my shirt from Animal Chin.
Nice. Is it true that you're going to go back and sing for A Flock of Seagulls?
No, I never got that job the first time around, and I'm not about to get it now, but I definitely, I almost got the hair for it.
I'd say definitely. And if you had to pick between one or the other, who would you go with, Christy Brinkley or Heather Locklear?
Ooh, that's tough. I don't know. It seems like now that we know them in their later years, they're both kind of crazy. So Heather Locklear seemed like a little bit more, rock and roll.
All right, tell us about this event today. I mean, it's taking us back in time a little bit. Feels like 1987.
Yeah, I mean, we decided, that they had an 80s vert competition here, or an 80s vert challenge. They had an 80s street challenge here at Quicksilver a couple months ago, and I said, you guys, if you're going to do an 80s challenge, it's got to be vert. And so we decided to build a 80s vert style ramp. We decided to invite all the legends of the 80s vert and say you got to ride the gear, you got to wear the clothes, and you got to do the tricks. And it's no joke. The tricks are hard. It's not like, I know we've evolved a lot in skating, but to come back to these things, there's a reason that not a lot of people did them.
Would you say there's more style then than now?
I just think the style's more diverse now. So I wouldn't say there's more style. It's just different. It was more focused back then.
And who do you think's who do you predict's gonna win some of these little contests today?
God, that's a good question. There's a few challenges that are all named after the people who are considered the best at those. So hopefully they'll rise to the occasion and win their namesake. But I got to give it to Andy McDonald. Even though he's not an 80s skater per se, he knows all the tricks, and so he's going to be a force to be reckoned with.
And you got anything up your sleeve for us maybe a little bit later on?
I've been trying to relearn all my 80s tricks. I even busted out my board, got the lapper, got the pink grip tape. So I'm hoping it'll just magically let me do all the tricks I used to do.
Style for miles. That's Tony Hawk. I'm Brian Spencer. This is Planet X.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
Hey, it's Planet X. We're here in Huntington Beach with Bucky Lassick. It is December 6th, 1987, right?
I believe so, like 85, 87 or something.
But time ultimately does not exist. Is that true?
Not here, not in this parking lot.
We're feeling a little retro vibe today. Who would you go with if you had to pick between Christy Brinkley or Heather Locklear?
I'm going to have to go with Christy Brinkley.
Nice choice, nice choice. Tell us about the event here today. You guys are having a blast up there. You guys that are skating on tours and stuff like that are ripping it up. What do you predict for the winners today?
I just predict some insane shredding on that pool coping and some master blaster airs over the Chanel.
And who would you go with between Ponch and John?
Oh, man. I think Ponch has it all the way.
Ponch all the way. What about Crockett or Tubbs? Could be a trick question.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
And who was your favorite back in the day if you had to pick between those two guys?
Can't pick my favorite, but I can tell you Tony was one of my biggest idols. Christian is another big idol. And then Chris Miller, Jeff Kendall. Those four guys.
Tell us
Steve
about
Caballero, too. 5 guys.
Tell us about the boards themselves. I mean, how much different is it to skate on the old school boards?
It's hard. They're seriously no concave, and they're like trays. No nose, big wheels, big trucks, small wheelbase. It's ridiculous. I can't believe I used to skate those.
But they're still pretty rad.
Rad for back then. leave them there.
Leave them there. Even though they were rad, they were bitching, but not bitching enough for today's.
They're definitely better to look at nowadays than the Auto Rod.
Yeah, they're pretty fresh looking. That is true. Well, thanks for taking some time, and let's check out some more action up on the hill.
You go watch. Go take some pictures.
Started from, just don't know what I feel numb, so sit back. It's all so black and white and I'm we gonna make it through. You gon' see it someday. We'll never change. It's all happening right now.
Huntington Beach, California. It's December 6th, 1987. Do you even remember the 80s, Nick?
The 80s, vaguely. They went by pretty quickly, but this is all bringing it all back.
It does bring it back. I mean, these guys are killing it up on the vert ramp. It's unbelievable. Would you say it's rad?
I would say it's gnarly coming from Australia. We used rad a little bit, but it was more gnarly. They're stoked by everything that they do.
It's a good time to be stoked out here. These guys are rocking it. It's unbelievable. Tell us more about what you guys got going on Planet X Australia down under.
Well, we have a new show coming on called Planet Explorer, which is it's about an Aussie that was found in the Outback. This guy, he is a little bit different to some of the other Aussies. He teaches kangaroos how to box. He has his own kangaroo camp for that. And he's also got the first dog sled dingo team. So,
not counting my dog sled dingo team. It'd be the second technically, but we're splitting hairs, so.
Okay, I guess we'll have to have a talk about that a little bit later then, won't we? So look, yeah, it's we're running all over the globe. We're in Egypt, we're in Turkey, Sweden, you name it. We're all over the globe. It's a cross between Croc Dundee, Steve Irwin and Indiana Jones. So it's really heavy on the conservationist side as far as the love for the animals and the planet and everything that's going on. But, you know, you're going to see a lot of interesting things that have not been seen before.
Looking forward to it. So, I mean, would you consider yourself then a bit of a hippie?
No.
Yeah, there were no hippies in the 80s. I think that was the decade of consumption.
That's right. I was dragged here.
Well, it sounds like a very cool show. I'm looking forward to seeing some of that. It sounds like it'll be a little bit of action, a little bit of adventure.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of that in it. It's basically we're going to the most extreme places, extreme locations on the planet, and really using our mind. So it is exploring the planet, but it's also about exploring your mind and seeing, you know, pushing the limits, seeing how far we can go. What can we do in these amazing locations, such as Bali, you know, going over to all the volcanoes, and, you know, what hasn't been done before.
Have you ever been on a walkabout?
A walkabout? Oh, that sort of walkabout.
Oh.
No, I won't go into that.
All right, well, you heard it here first. This is Brian Spencer on Planet X. That's Nick from Planet X Australia. Check us out later on.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
And guess where I am? I am at the Quicksilver Shred or Die 80s skateboarding event, and the stars of the today, no, it's not me, not on this occasion, but we have Mr. Tony Hawk and Mr. Christian Hosoi. Now, hopefully Christian Hosoi will be pulling my favourite little trick, the Christ Air, which goes a little bit like that. Anyway, we'll be joined by them very shortly, and I'll speak to you then. Thank you.
The all 80s, all day skate jam with legend Christian Hosoi. Do you remember what you were doing in 1984 on this day?
84, I started my own company in 84. Rode the board I'm riding today for the first time. Del Mar, I believe it was Del Mar Skate Ranch, 1984.
Nice, just like it was yesterday. I mean, we're like in a time portal here. You guys are ripping it up on the ramp. Is there a little tension maybe between you and Hawk still? I mean,
you know, it's funny, but we've never had tension. We've always got along really good. It was a rivalry that the magazines and the media and then our fans, you know, kind of rivaled together about. And I think it was kind of cool back then. Me and Tony laughed about it, but there was definitely the difference in like style, technician, and you know, for us it was funny and fun, but to everyone else it was serious. It's kind of like football fans. It gets serious, but it's supposed to be all about fun.
Well, it's about promotion too. You guys were pretty epic at that back in the day. Tell us about the boards themselves. What's the difference between riding on those old school boards versus riding on the boards of today?
You know, when I first got on my board, I haven't ridden my board for 20 years, 25 years or whatever it's been. But after I rode it a few times, I was thinking, I used to ride this board and it felt like a glove. So at the end of the session, I was starting to feel like, okay, now I'm starting to get where to put my feet on it. But at first it was like impossible. But then after a minute, and then I started feeling when I do it in air, how I could land and get speed. And I was like, maybe we were up to something.
Ah, yes, and the style from back then, how does it compare with the style of today? I mean, you've got style for miles. Tell us about the kids of today versus what was going on back then.
You know, I think style today is a little more like technician, where it's like technicality of tricks, because it's so technical. You have to do the technical trick. And then style comes in now. I believe that the stylish skaters stick out like a sore thumb today, because every kid can do almost every hard trick. And so now you're seeing a lot of kids wear certain things, have their hair a certain way. They do the same tricks, but they have a different look when they do them. And I think that that's where personality, expression of one's characteristics come out. And I think that's what we were all about. We were all about personal, personalities. And we weren't trying so much to be like rock stars. We were just having fun. And then it ended up becoming something to that nature because it was different. I think that rock stars are different because they stick out. So, but today you see a lot of kids that it's pretty sick how they're starting to really recognize style, form, smooth fluidity, and to me, that's the essence of skateboarding.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
Planet X TV.
All right, we're here in 1987 with
Joshua Katz
and
Grant Saltarelli.
Tell us about the event today.
This is the All 80s Vert Challenge event, following our All 80s Street event that we had a few months back at Quicksilver. There was a lot of success from the first event, and people were really excited about it, so we decided to have another one.
I'm pretty excited about it, as you can tell. Who would you pick between Crockett and Tubbs?
Tubbs.
What? Yeah, I want my money back, man. And if you had to name this theme song, what would it be? Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know. I think we need a little help on that.
A-Team?
Dude.
Knight Rider?
Chips.
Chips.
Who would you go with between Ponch and John?
Ponch, dude.
What? Ponch got all the ladies, I guess. But
I'm Tony's mother.
Yes?
Yeah.
How's your day going today?
Oh, we just are going to have a wonderful time. Over the years, I had all of those boys at my house, and I love all of them. And I'm so excited to be here for this event.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. Now, you know all of these lads. How often have you had them over at your place?
Well, when in the old days, when there wasn't much money, one night I had 18 of them at my house.
18?
18.
So all of these guys we see sitting behind us, you had all of them in your house?
In my garage, in my patio, in my bathtubs, and everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, were you cooking for all of them as well?
Well, I usually tried to have things in the house that were simple that they could eat.
Now, Tony's skateboarding. I was just having a chat with Nancy earlier, and we were talking about Tony's skateboarding, how it is today as opposed to 10 years ago. Now, his skateboarding, he's got better, hasn't he?
Well, I thought he was
always.
I always thought he was the best, so I don't know that I would say he got any better, but he's really, really good.
Do you think he's better now than he was 10 years ago?
I think that would be a little bit difficult to decide because I think he's really been very good all the time.
You're biased because you're his mum. That's why. Fantastic. Now, it looks like the competition's just about to start, so we're going to go and have a little bit of a look at that. How would you like to go and have a drink with me? Are you still married? Because I'm single.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I think you're too old for me.
I'm too old for it. I get this all the time. I guess it's another day of being single, viewers.
All right, we're here at the All 80s All Day Skate Jam. What were you doing in 1987?
Drinking beer.
Drinking beer is timeless. You can drink beer anytime, any place, and it doesn't matter what year it is. What was your favorite TV show in 1987, do you think?
Married with Children, probably.
If you had to pick between Ponch or John, who would you go with?
Ponch, all the way.
It depends on how much you've had to drink, probably, though, right?
Yeah. Well, I think over Ponch and John, I would prefer Larry, the next door neighbor on Three's Company.
Nice. And if you had to name this theme song, what would it be? Dun 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 dun.
A-Team.
Dun, nice. A-Team, 1987. It is all good. We've got a skate ramp behind us, and this is Planet X. Stick around for more action after this.
Planet X TV.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.
If you wish to appear on Planet X TV or to get more information, please email us at info@planetx.tv.
blah, 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 blah.
Hello there, my name is Ja'Kai Mickelson and I'm a Planet X viewer, and I'm here to give you the message I received a couple years ago. You should be watching Planet X. You should be watching nothing but Planet X. Look into my eye and realize you should be watching Planet X. There is nothing else but Planet X. Quit your job and do nothing but watch Planet X.
Last night, just been growing it up for a couple months. When I heard this event was going on, I was like, oh, my hair's pretty long. I might be able to get the flop going again, and yeah, pulled it.
So is this you in the 80s? Like, is this what your hair looked like?
Absolutely. My hair was a lot longer than this in the 80s. It was probably down about my chin, but I had the flop full on. There was a barber shop near my house that had a cardboard sign in the window that said Tony Hawk haircuts. And you could go in and get the Tony Hawk flop. I cut mine myself back then, and I still do today, but back in the day, I don't know, I think Steve Caballero had it first, or Kevin Staub, but Tony Hawk popularized it and became known as the Hawk Flop, and we're rocking it.
Hey guys, it's Crockett. Tubbs is around here somewhere, but we just had an amazing day of skating 80s style here at the Quicksilver headquarters in Huntington Beach. Come back next week for more Planet X. It's going to be rad.
Turn it down. Super brother gonna make it loud.
The brightest stars in the galaxy are on Planet X.